They're going in my eyes. I can't even whip them out anymore, or else they're just gonna piss me off. Let's take care of this, guys. Hi guys. As you can see, my bangs are long overdue for a trim. Oh man. I noticed that Brad Mondo just put out a video of how to cut your bangs at home, and I haven't checked it out yet, so I'm just gonna do this my way, because that's how I've always done it, right? I'm just gonna give it a shot. I haven't cut my bangs in a while. I've actually done my bangs myself, but there's a little bit of editing that needs to be done, as well as trimming. Yeah, let's see what we got here. I don't want to cut these pieces because these are the framing pieces that are very important. I'm gonna leave those to the side. The reason I have those really long weird pieces in the front is because I had my hair at a different part last time I cut my bangs, so we're gonna adjust it and do it a little bit differently this time. But we're gonna trim these bangs. I like them to be shorter. I'll probably cut them to like right above my eyebrows. And I don't care if my hair gets on the floor. I have a Dyson. Hi. Before I get started, the way that I do my bangs is awesome because if you don't want to fully commit to bangs, you don't have to. And I'll show you why after this. Because honestly, I didn't know if I wanted to fully commit when I did it, and it worked out to where it didn't have to be a full-fledged commitment. I'm going to start in the middle because that's going to be the highest point. And the goal is for me to go right above my eyebrows. We're going to cut like this, no straight across crap. That never ends up well. So before you go any further, you need to look at it without holding it just to see where it's really at, which I obviously need to cut off a bit more. So I'm still gonna pinch what's in the very middle. You know, it's gonna be crazy, guys, if like this is the actual correct way to do it. I'm gonna lose my mind. Probably isn't, but hey, that'd be cool, right? Alright, so that's just about where I want it. I'll brush my nose off. As you can see, it's right near where we're supposed to go. It's just like adding salt to food when you're cooking. Only add a little bit because you can always add more when it's done. So I'm gonna do the look first, see how I feel about it, and then if I feel like I need to chop more off, I will. Now I'm gonna grab these pieces that are to the side a little bit, and I'm going to cut that. So far, so good. And I'm gonna kind of bring it down to an angle a little bit the more I go off to the side because I want it to frame nicely. I'm not really going for the super choppy bangs, I'm going for the more wispy bangs. I don't think that looks right on me, but yeah, we're getting there, guys. I'm actually gonna stop trimming. Well, I guess I'll trim a slight bit right here because it kind of looks like it doesn't blend well. So I'm gonna do like just a little diagonal cut right there so that it blends with the stuff that's longer that I want to frame my face. So now I'm going to work on this side, which I don't want to bring it up too much because I do like how these bangs over here blend with my longer hair. So this, I'm just gonna grab it and kind of do the same thing, but I'm gonna be lower than in the middle. Alright, so obviously there's a little bit of editing that needs to be done there. I'm gonna grab it again, and I'm gonna do the diagonal cut again, because I'm on the framing part. Alright, so far it's turning out great. Watch somebody do a reaction video again and be like, girl, it does not look great. What editing do I need to do? Because on this side, I'm gonna pull out the framing pieces just so I can see how it looks, putting the scissors down for a minute. Just pulling out the framing pieces, all right. I don't think I quite separated that right. This side looks great. This side almost looks great. So I'm definitely feeling like the pieces that need to be edited are these ones because it just goes choppy, shorter, and then it's just kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna grab a little bit of it. I'm just gonna separate that so that I have the smallest amount of it possible in my hand. And I'm just gonna go upward towards the middle. I'm trying to see if I have anything on the other side that matches the length of that because you want it to be symmetric. And right now this doesn't really appear symmetric. I think it's because of this. I didn't cut all of that, just kind of did a little bit to it so that it blends nicer. You know what? I think I might be almost done. Let me grab a little bit more from this side because I almost got a little urge to chop it, but I have so many of these blending pieces right outside of the bangs. Yeah, that's pretty on point. So now that I have trimmed everything, now is the time I need to figure out if I want to trim more off. We're still pretty thick right here compared to the other side, but I honestly like it, so I'm not trying to mess with it. Do I need to trim the middle again? I didn't realize it was that long. Okay, I'm gonna trim a little bit more out of the middle. Bring it down to the spot I want it to be. Now that I have it all even on both sides, the question I'm asking myself is, do I want it to be more wispy and less chunky? The answer is yeah. I want it to be a little more wispy. To make it wispy, I'm going to have to obviously take out some of these pieces to kind of make it look feathered and just not so... Which the way I like to do that is I'll take some from the top layer. As you can see, there's still bangs in there, but if you take some out of the top, meaning like the outermost layer, grab little pieces from there. See how much more wispy that looks rather than chunky? I'm gonna take those. As you can see, I'm not taking away from the length of my bangs whatsoever. I'm just layering it to make it more wispy. So I'm gonna bring it down here a little bit more. My fingers, I wanna make sure that I'm not up too high, and then I'm just going to cut the same way I did earlier. Over here, I think I need to do a little bit more of that. And maybe right here as well, just so it's not so blocky. You want to get the least amount of hair possible. Like I said earlier, with the whole salt thing, you want to do little bit by little bit when you do this so that you don't chop off a huge amount. Still a piece that's a bit too long. I still have like this middle part right here from when... Alright, I'm gonna take it with what it's at really quick and I'm going to go blow dry my hair again so I can try to get rid of this weird gap. And let's see what it looks like. I'm actually gonna take you with me to the blow dryer because some people that commented on the Brad Mondo video like to think that we go get our hair fixed by people before we show you the end result. And I just want to prove that that's not true. Hi, it's still me with the same hair that I just had a minute ago. Alright, so I'm just gonna take some heat primer because I don't really feel like wetting my hair with water. I'm gonna spray that. It's just Pantene. I mean, obviously there's better brands to get than that. That's just what I have. Gonna brush it down. Now I'm gonna, ooh, there's some pieces in there that I'm just gonna take these scissors really quick because they're hanging down random little strands that are just there. I'm gonna blow dry them down now. As you saw what I just did, all I did was blow dry it both ways. That way I could get rid of that weird part that I had. Now that I've fixed that, you can see that I succeeded with the whole wispy aspect of it, but there's still some pieces that are not perfectly even. So right here in particular, let me go get my hair cutting scissors really quick. BRB. I'm back and it's still me with the still the same hair. No hairstylist. Speaking of which, you can't really even get hairstylists during in quarantine anyways, so why am I getting all defensive? So now I'm gonna go in and edit all those places where it's not quite even. Right here, that's the part that needs to be fixed. There. Small amounts, guys. Detrimental. I think I'm done. Zoom you out. Yeah, now I'm gonna do the style that I do all the time when I wear my bangs, just to make sure it looks normal. That I didn't miss anything that I would catch only if I did this hairstyle and stop recording and then walk away and be like, I messed this up. Why didn't I include this in the video? So let's just see what a normal hairstyle looks like. Make sure we pass. Hold on. I'm already seeing things. Hold on. Every time I cut Jeremy's hair too, and anytime I cut someone else's hair, I'm like, hold on, I see something that I didn't see before. Don't move. This is why I couldn't be a hairstylist. Everyone says, why don't you just go to beauty school? And I'm just like, guys, I would never let the client leave the salon because I would constantly be saying, no, wait, come back. I'm not done. Come back. When you see those little strands, like you can barely see it, but there's little strands here. Just go and edit those afterwards as you need to. I think we're done. I don't know why when I have my bangs out, I always put my hair in a headband. I just like how it looks. And I think the reason I do that is because I have these framing pieces that stay put when I have a headband in. I just don't really like how it looks without them. Let me explain. This is what it looks like without the framing pieces, and I just don't like the look of boom, boom. I like a little bit of gradualness. And when I don't have the headband, and it's hard to like make sure it stays separated like that, so I always just put a headband on. Let's go get a couple after shots and see how you like it. So you don't have to commit to this if you don't want to. I'm gonna wet them again with some primer. Heat primer, that is. I'm gonna brush them the way that I want them to be. And this is just simply if I want them to either be a side bang or a no bang. Since they're so wispy and not chunky, it's easier to do this. A little bit more of this spray. A lot of bit more actually. It needs to be really wet. What bangs? I'm kidding. Not done yet. They're already gone. If you want to wear your hair like this, no hairspray involved. So at this point, they're pretty much flush with my side bang. Like, what? What bangs? Sometimes you got a little bit of that going on. But the cool thing is, after styling it the way I'm about to show you, and if you sleep on it for a couple more days, it's going to look like that still. Gonna let that heat up. But as you can see, If you want this type of look where they're kind of not really wisped over to the side like I'm about to show you, then as you can see, these bangs are totally voluntary. Like, you don't have to commit to having that look all the time. You can totally put them over to the side and have a side bang even. Now that the straightener is nice and hot, I'm gonna take them and kind of pull them over to this way. Really love this squeak noise that my straightener makes all the time. It's fucking great. It is now blended in with the rest of my hair, and you don't have to commit to those bangs. So a lot of the time, which this is just a habit, but I always like just take them and kind of tuck them in a little bit, and they're gone. If you even bring over a little bit more hair from the other side, let me show you in some better lighting how well these have blended, and with my other hair. Look at it. Look. Now you just have like a little side bang going on, which I'm all about. Commitment-free bangs. I hope you guys like this video. Hopefully it's helpful, and I don't really know what else to say. See ya!